Imagine a future where your children or grandchildren don't have the luxury of experiencing the beauty of a snowfall or the shade of a lush green forest. How does that make you feel? Today at Compass Heart Press, let's talk about climate change and protecting the environment. This could be our reality if we continue to ignore climate change. A world where the buzzing of bees, the rustling of leaves, and the hushed silence of a snow-covered landscape are tales of a forgotten past. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But the truth is, we all play a part in this unfolding narrative. Every choice we make, every action we take, contributes to the health of our planet. And while the situation may seem dire, we're not helpless. We hold the pen that writes the future. This is about more than just our own lives. It's about the legacy we leave behind for our children and their children. The future isn't set in stone, and we have the power to change it. Let's explore how we can educate our kids about climate change and how to protect the environment. Before we dive into the ways to teach kids about climate change, we need to understand what it is ourselves. So let's start with the basics. What is climate change? In a nutshell, climate change refers to significant changes in global temperatures and weather patterns over time. While climate change is a natural phenomenon, scientific evidence shows that human activities are currently driving an unprecedented rate of change. This is where the term global warming comes into play. Now you might be wondering, what's the connection between climate change and global warming? Well, it's all about the greenhouse effect. Picture a greenhouse. It's designed to trap heat, right? The Earth works in a similar way. Our atmosphere contains certain gases, known as greenhouse gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. These gases trap heat from the sun, keeping our planet warm enough to support life. However, when we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas for energy, we release more of these greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This enhances the greenhouse effect, causing the Earth's average temperature to rise, a process we call global warming. It's this warming that drives the changes in climate we're currently witnessing. But it's not just burning fossil fuels. Other human activities like deforestation and industrial processes also contribute to the release of greenhouse gases. Deforestation removes trees that absorb carbon dioxide, one of the main greenhouse gases, while many industrial processes release various greenhouse gases as byproducts. So, to sum up, climate change refers to the broad range of changes in global weather patterns and temperatures. Global warming, driven by human activities that increase the concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, is a major factor in this change. Now that we have a basic understanding of climate change, we can start to introduce these concepts to our children. The first step to teaching kids about climate change is to have open and honest conversations with them about it. Communication is the key to unlocking understanding. It's not about using big scientific terms, but about breaking down these complex issues into relatable stories. You can start by relating climate change to things they see in their everyday life. For instance, you can talk about why it's important to recycle or explain how car emissions contribute to air pollution. Use familiar examples to help them understand the cause and effect of our actions on the environment. Try to keep the conversation interactive, asking them what they think and feel about it. This will not only make them feel involved, but also help you gauge their understanding. And don't shy away from their questions. If you don't know the answer, it's a great opportunity to learn together. Remember, the goal is not to scare them, but to help them understand the reality of the situation and how they can make a difference. Children learn best by observing, so it's crucial that we lead by example. This principle is especially true when it comes to teaching our kids about climate change and environmental protection. Consider the everyday actions that contribute to our carbon footprint. Simple things like recycling, conserving energy, and opting for public transportation or cycling instead of driving are all practices we can incorporate into our daily lives. Not only do these actions reduce our environmental impact, but they also provide a prime opportunity to teach our children about the importance of such actions. Let's start with recycling. It's a simple yet effective way to reduce waste and conserve resources. Make it a family habit to sort out recyclables from the trash. As you do this, explain to your children why it's essential. Tell them how recycling saves energy, reduces landfill, and preserves natural resources. Next, let's talk about energy conservation. Simple habits like switching off lights when not in use, using energy-efficient appliances, and minimizing the use of air conditioning can significantly reduce our energy consumption. Involve your kids in these practices and explain the reasons behind them. Let them know that by saving energy, they're helping to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change. Now let's consider transportation. Cars are one of the significant contributors to air pollution. So, whenever possible, opt to use public transportation, cycle, or walk. These alternatives not only reduce carbon emissions but also promote physical health. Make these choices a part of your routine and explain to your children why you're doing so. Remember, each of these actions, though small, contributes to a larger cause. And when your children see you consistently making these choices, they'll understand their importance and start to adopt these habits themselves. It's not just about telling our kids what to do, it's about showing them. It's about demonstrating that we value our environment and are willing to make small changes to protect it. By being a role model, our kids will learn that every small action counts. And in the face of climate change, every small action truly does count. There's no better way to understand the importance of protecting the environment than to connect with it. Imagine the joy of a child's first hike, their wonder at the myriad of colors in a garden, or their excitement at spotting a bird in the wild. These are not just fun outdoor activities, they are gateways to a lifelong love for nature. Gardening allows children to see the cycle of life firsthand, from seed to bloom and back to seed again. Hiking exposes them to the grandeur of our world, from towering trees to tiny insects, each with a vital role in our ecosystem. Bird watching can spark curiosity about the variety of species and their unique behaviors. These activities not only provide a fun and educational experience, but they also foster an emotional connection to nature. When children feel this connection, they gain a sense of responsibility. They understand that these vibrant ecosystems depend on us as much as we depend on them. When kids develop a love for nature, they will be more motivated to protect it. Learning about climate change doesn't have to be boring. There are many fun ways to educate kids about this important issue. Let's dive into some entertaining and educational options. Board games can be a great start. Games like Climate Challenge or EcoLinks can make learning about the environment interactive and enjoyable. Then we have an array of books that tackle climate change in a child-friendly way. Titles like The Watcher, The Water Princess, or The Great Kapok Tree are not only entertaining but also enlightening. For our tech-savvy youngsters, there are numerous documentaries and animated series available online. Shows like Our Planet or The Magic School Bus Rides Again offer visually engaging content that can stimulate their interest in environmental issues. Remember, the key is to make the learning process engaging and enjoyable. By incorporating fun into education, we're not just teaching kids about climate change, we're inspiring them to become future protectors of our planet. By making learning fun, we can spark their curiosity and encourage them to learn more about climate change. Once kids understand the importance of protecting the environment, it's time to encourage them to take action. This step is about turning knowledge into deeds and empowering our little ones to make a difference. One of the easiest ways to do this is by participating in local cleanup drives. These events not only help tidy up the environment but also provide a tangible experience of the impact we can have when we work together. Next, there's the simple act of planting trees. It's a great hands-on way to contribute to our planet's well-being. Plus, it teaches kids about the life cycle of plants and the critical role they play in our ecosystem. Finally, for those a bit older, advocating for climate change policies can be a powerful way to contribute. They can write to their local representatives, attend rallies, or even start their own climate change club at school. By encouraging action, we are empowering our children to be part of the solution. Climate change is a daunting issue, but we have the power to change the course of the future. We've journeyed together through 5 key ways to equip our children with the knowledge and skills to protect our environment. Firstly, open conversations about climate change. Break down the complex issue into understandable nuggets of information. Secondly, we must lead by example. Show them that living sustainably isn't difficult, but a way of life. Thirdly, connect them with nature. Let them experience the beauty of our planet and understand what's at stake. Fourthly, make learning fun. Use games, stories, and experiments to explain climate change. Lastly, encourage them to take action. Small steps like planting trees and recycling can make a big difference. These steps are not just lessons, but a foundation for a lifetime of environmental stewardship. Visit our website to download engaging story ebooks on environmental awareness for your child. By educating our children about climate change, we are not only investing in their future, but also in the future of our planet.